We go across now to my colleague Srija, who joins us live from near the Bellandur Lake. Srija, first of all, explain to our viewers exactly what took place this morning, because the army had to go out in dinghies to try and contain the blaze. But what is the situation right now?
Well, Viren, the fire started at around 10:30 a.m. This is on Friday morning, and it went about almost till this morning, that is Saturday morning, till 6:30 a.m. We could still see fire right here in this Bellandur Lake. Now, what you're right now seeing over there is there are about 3 fire tenders, and of course, until late night yesterday, they could not reach the spot, considering it was pretty inaccessible. And now, what you're seeing at this point in time, even though the fire has been already put out, you still see the smoke billowing out of that particular water body. And of course, it is seemingly spontaneous as well. They're using jet engine to in fact spray the water, which can spray up to nearly 300 meters to put out that smoke and also whatever fire is remaining. And also another point to be noted here is they did get help from the army as well, because remember, the area that you're seeing, it belongs to especially DRDO, which is the Defense Research Development Organization, and it's an army area. And clearly speaking to the army officials, they were of the opinion this is not the first time that they are spotting fire. It's been over for 10 years. So this is not something that even the residents are putting up with, something new. It's been over 10 years, and clearly nothing immediate has been done as far as officials are concerned. And now clearly what you're seeing is that the operation is on to in fact put out that fire. They are being a little more careful in case if the fire restarts, and that is why we are seeing now at this point in time over 5,000 army personnel had joined in to help especially the firefighters to put out the fire. And also we're trying to get in from a word from the army officials saying that the government will have to be doing something serious about this, because remember, even today, even after the fire had happened, what you're seeing right now at this point in time had taken place, they did give an opinion and also to the public, clarity to the public, by saying that it has nothing got to do with the lake. But also what we are seeing at this point in time, what went up in flames is because of the water which has been completely contaminated, polluted because of the chemical effluents, and the reason being the industries which are operating within the 5-kilometer radius of Bellandur and Vartur Lake. And clearly this time it was a raging fire. We could see how it was intensifying, and since considering the fact that the firefighters themselves could not access, that is when the army personnel had to pitch in to help them to put out the fire.
Well, absolutely, Srija. And what's the experts telling about exactly what in fact led to this blaze? Because it raged on for quite some time, and it's not something that is new, but this one was quite large in size.
Clearly, Viren, we did of course show you the visuals how large the fire was, because remember, over the last 1 year we have seen, that is since February when the first fire broke out in 2017, that was not of this intensity, but this time around, that is yesterday on Friday, we did show you how it intensified, it spread. In fact, it was only seen at 5 different spots in this very location. And what you're also continuing to see is clearly the fire has almost in fact been put out, but the smoke is still billowing from that particular area, which is the lake bed as well. So what you're looking at is not just the water or the lake water which is polluted with the chemical effluents. There are even garbage which is mixed with garbage, and the presence of methane gas, because remember, we did show you why the fire was the yellowish tinge and orange, because it was the presence of methane. Now that attributes to the fact and confirms it is the presence of the chemical effluents which is mixed with this particular water. Clearly it is a very serious situation and very high time that the government does something about it, because remember, over the last couple of months, even after the National Green Tribunal pulled up all the civic agencies, be it the BDA, who is the custodian of this largest over 800-acre lake, and even the BBMP, clearly they were only able to submit an action plan as to stating what they would be doing.
Absolutely, Srija, I have to interrupt you. I've got Sridhar
nothing really has been done,
who is with the Nama Bengaluru Foundation, who joins us on the phone line this afternoon. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Unfortunately, the citizens of Bengaluru have been at the receiving end yet again. this blaze has, it's not the first time it's taken place, but there's not much been done. What you've been there on the ground, what has really been done to try and solve this problem which really happens every few weeks?
The government has failed to act on the knowledge and wisdom that's been presented to it in form of the expert committee that it had only constituted. The expert committee outlined enough short-term and long-term measures for the government to act upon, and unfortunately the government has only moved half in one such recommendation. So that shows the disinterestedness of the government to do the right thing for the city of Bengaluru. Unfortunately, as per the media reports, the government plans to spend 80,000 crores in the next 73 days in the run-up to the election, and unfortunately protecting lakes and tree cover and parks in Bangalore are not its focus. So on ground, a lot of things can be done for saving Bellandur Lake, and unfortunately the government is not doing enough on any of them.
Well, Sridhar Abhishetty of the Nama Bengaluru Foundation, appreciate you joining us. What really is it going to take from the Karnataka government to wake up, put an action plan in place? They've already got an expert committee. Let them use their recommendations and do what they say to try and improve the lives of the people of Bengaluru, whose lives are put at risk once again. Thanks, Shrija, too, for joining us.